Hello children. In the last class we studied the structural representation of organic molecule, how to write the structure in different ways, that is a complete structure, condensed structure, bond line formula and three-dimensional representation of organic molecule. So today we shall study the classification of organic compounds. So these organic compounds, they are broadly classified into two ways, based on the structure and based on the functional group. So organic compounds we can classify in two different ways, based on the structure and based on the functional group. So first we shall discuss with respect to based on the structure. Classification of organic compounds based on the structure. What I am going to do is, I will write down some of the structures. You just make the comparison between those structures what I have written. CH3, ethane. CH3, CH3 twice. This is isobutane. CH3, CHO. This is acetaldehyde. Next, CH3, COOH. This is acetic acid. Don't worry about the names. So that will be studying in the future classes, how to name the organic compounds. So this is one set which I have written. And in the another set, I will write the bond line formula. So this is cyclopropane. The next, cyclohexane. So this is cyclohexene. This is tetrahydrofuran. So now see here, this is one set of structures and this is another set of structures. What difference do you find in these structures? Can you tell me? So these structures, they are not closed, isn't it? It's not forming rings. So these are open chain structures. Whereas these structures, they are closed structures or cyclic structures. So based on the structure, these organic compounds, they are classified into, this we call it as open chain compounds. And these structure we call it as cyclic structures, cyclic compounds. Now these open chain compounds, they are also called as acyclic compounds. This is cyclic. So this is acyclic. It is also called as acyclic compounds. Not closed, isn't it? Or it is also called as aliphatic compounds. Now these cyclic compounds, they are also called as closed compounds or ring compounds. See here, see open chain compounds, they consist of straight chain. See, this is straight chain, isn't it? See here, this is branched. Isobutane is branched here. It has got a branch, CH3 group. It is a substituent group. So it consists of open chain compounds. It consists of straight chain or branched chain organic compounds. It consists of straight chain or branched chain organic, alright, OC for organic compounds. So this cyclic compounds, it consists of ring structure. Structures. Now we shall study the cyclic compounds. The cyclic compounds is once again further divided. See, I told you organic compounds, they are classified into open chain compounds, closed chain compounds. Open chain compounds are called as acyclic compounds, closed chain compounds are called as cyclic compounds. So under these open chain compounds, example I have written class of compounds. Alkanes, they contain only single bonds. Alkenes, they contain double bond. Alkynes, those compounds contain triple bond. And under closed chain, I have written cycloalkanes. Alkanes which are closed, this is cycloalkanes. Benzene, it is a cyclic compound, C6H6 with the 3 alternate double bonds. Now, these cyclic compounds, they are further classified into 2 types. So, first I'll write the structures, 2 different sets of structures. You find out the difference between those 2 structures and later we will name those. So, this is cyclopropane. This is cyclohexane. This is cyclohexene. This is one set of structures which I have written, and the second set I am going to write it here. So this is furan. Thiophene. This is pyridine. So this is one set of structure which I have written. This is another set of structures which I have written. What difference do you notice in these set of structures? See now, this is bond line representation. So in the bond line representation, we are not going to show the carbon and hydrogen atoms. So the point where the 2 lines meets, they are nothing but the carbon atoms. So these all are carbon atoms in the structure, isn't it? So here, in this set, what you can find is, so it's a ring compound. So in the ring, which atoms are present? Only the carbon atoms are present. Only carbon atoms are present. Now, refer to this set of structures. So these are also cyclic compounds, but see here, you can see here oxygen atom in this ring. Here you can see the sulfur atom. Here the nitrogen atom. Means in these ring you have other atom. You have the atoms other from the carbon atoms. Isn't it? So now since in the ring all the atoms are same, that is carbon atoms. So what is the word you use for the synonymous word for same? We say homo, isn't it? So these cyclic compounds, they are classified into homocyclic compounds. Homocyclic compounds, and these are heterocyclic compounds. These are heterocyclic compounds. So cyclic compounds, they are classified into homocyclic compounds and heterocyclic compounds. Right? So homocyclic compounds are also called as carbocyclic compounds. Carbon atom in the cycle, in the chain, closed chain. Right? So this is also called as carbocyclic compound. Carbocyclic compounds. So cyclic. So homocyclic compounds, they are ring compounds which have carbon atoms only. Which have carbon atoms only. So in the ring only carbon atoms are present. So here heterocyclic compounds, ring compounds, ring compounds which have one or more atoms other than carbon. See here, this is furan. Oxygen atom is present here. One oxygen atom. Thiophene, one sulfur atom is present. Pyridine, one nitrogen atom is present. It may have two other atoms also. Now here if another nitrogen is there. This also is a heterocyclic compound. So furan, thiophene, they are 5-membered ring, and pyridine, this is a 6-membered ring. Right? So now these homocyclic compounds, they are also once again classified into alicyclic compounds and aromatic compounds. Similarly, heterocyclic compounds, they are classified into alicyclic compounds and aromatic compounds. So I told you that cyclic compounds, they are classified into homocyclic compounds and heterocyclic compounds. Homocyclic compounds are called as carbocyclic compounds. Both these homocyclic and heterocyclic compounds, they are further classified into alicyclic compounds and aromatic compounds. Now we shall study what is alicyclic compounds. So alicyclic compounds. Alicyclic compounds. Cyclic means ring compound. Ali refers to aliphatic. So ring compounds which resembles aliphatic compounds in chemical properties, you call it as alicyclic compounds. So these alicyclic compounds are also called as cyclic aliphatic compounds. Cyclic aliphatic compounds. So what are alicyclic compounds? They are ring compounds. They are ring compounds which resembles which resembles aliphatic compounds in chemical properties. Now, what is this aliphatic compounds? Aliphatic compounds: alkanes, alkenes, alkynes. They are aliphatic compounds. Alkanes. Let me give an example. Propane. One example I write here. CH3, CH2, CH3. Propane. Hydrocarbon having only single bonds. Hydrocarbon means compounds having only carbon and hydrogen atoms. Alkenes. So hydrocarbons having double bond. So CH3, propene and as example, CH3, CH, double bond, CH2. This is propene. Alkyne, one example I write. Alkyne. Propyne example I write. CH, triple bond, C, CH3. This is propyne. So these are aliphatic compounds. Now, alicyclic compounds are ring compounds which resemble these aliphatic compounds. Now, example: cyclopropane. See here, if this propane, if it is closed, then what is that? You get cyclopropane. So cyclopropane. Similarly, cyclohexane. These are alicyclic compounds. So cyclopropane, it resembles propane. So corresponding alkane is what? Corresponding aliphatic compound is what? Propane. Similarly, cyclohexane, it resembles hexane in chemical properties. These alicyclic compounds, they have less number of hydrogen atoms. Compared to corresponding alkenes. Aliphatic compounds. For example, see here propane. Propane is C3. Propane molecular formula is C3H8. Cyclopropane molecular formula is C3H6. See, the number of hydrogen atoms is less. Hexane molecular formula is C6H14. Cyclohexane is C6H12. These alicyclic compounds, they have less number of hydrogen atoms compared to the corresponding aliphatic compounds. Why they have less number of hydrogen atoms? Because during the formation of ring, the hydrogen atoms are lost. So during the formation of ring, the hydrogen atoms are lost. During formation of ring, hydrogen atoms are lost. aromatic compounds. Aromatic compounds. So in Greek, aroma means sweet smell, pleasant smell. So don't think that all the compounds which have got pleasant smell, they are aromatic compounds. Only few compounds that has got pleasant smell, they are aromatic compounds. Now benzene is an aromatic compound. See, for a compound to be aromatic in nature, there are some conditions. It has to follow some conditions. And these conditions it is given by Huckel's rule. The aromatic compounds are compounds which are aromatic in nature. Which are aromatic in nature. And for the compounds to be aromatic in nature, it should follow some conditions. So that is given by which rule? Huckel's rule. And this you will be studying in hydrocarbon chapter. When you say a compound to be aromatic compound. So now I will just tell the conditions for a compound to be aromatic. So here the compound, it should be planar, it should be cyclic, and so complete cyclic conjugated system, and it should have 4n plus 2 5 electrons. So the condition for an compound to be aromatic is it should be planar. Non-planar it should not be. It should be planar. Cyclic it should be. Closed it should be. Complete cyclic conjugated system. So conjugated system means so alternate double bonds. Double bond, single bond, double bond, single bond. It should be complete in the ring. And it should contain 4n plus 2 pi electrons. Right? So, if n equal to 1, so if n equal to 1, 6 pi electrons. If n equal to 2, 10 pi electrons. So, if the compound contains 6 pi, 10 pi, 14 pi electrons, then if it follow all these conditions, then the compound is aromatic. These alicyclic compounds, what is aromatic compounds? I told you. Now we shall study homocyclic alicyclic compounds and heterocyclic alicyclic compounds. So homocyclic alicyclic compounds. So homocyclic compounds which resemble aliphatic compounds in chemical properties are homocyclic alicyclic compounds. Homocyclic compounds. What is homocyclic compounds? They have got only carbon atoms in the ring. Only carbon atoms in the ring. Homocyclic compounds which resemble aliphatic compounds. In chemical properties. So example, cyclopropane, cyclohexane, cyclohexane, cyclohexene, cyclohexene. See here, these three structures, they are homocyclic compounds, right? So ring compounds they are. So in the ring, only carbon atoms are present. Only carbon atoms are present. So these compounds, they resemble the corresponding aliphatic compounds. Cyclopropane, its chemical properties, it is similar to propane. Cyclohexane, chemical properties similar to hexane. Cyclohexene, chemical properties similar to hexene. Right? So next, heterocyclic alicyclic compounds. Heterocyclic alicyclic compounds. So these are heterocyclic compounds. Heterocyclic compounds. So heterocyclic compounds means one or two atoms in the ring is different from the carbon atoms. One or more atoms other than carbon atoms. Other than carbon atoms in the ring, which resemble aliphatic compounds in chemical properties. So example, tetrahydrofuran. So this is tetrahydrofuran. See here, this is heterocyclic compound, isn't it? So in the ring, there is one oxygen atom, and this compound, it resembles the aliphatic compound in chemical properties. So now we shall study homocyclic aromatic compounds. Homocyclic aromatic compounds. So I told you, if the compound is aromatic in nature, then we call it as aromatic compounds. So there is conditions for a compound to be aromatic. It should obey Huckel's rule. So the molecule should be planar, cyclic, complete conjugated system in the ring, and it should have 4n plus 2 pi electrons. Now, if the homocyclic compounds, if it is aromatic in nature, then you call it as homocyclic aromatic compounds. Homocyclic compounds aromatic in nature, are called homocyclic aromatic compounds. So example, benzene, aniline, naphthalene, two fused benzene rings is naphthalene, double bond, single bond, double bond, single bond, double bond, single bond, double bond, single bond, double bond. So this is naphthalene, provolone, this is provolone. You see here, these four structures which are drawn, they are homocyclic, isn't it? In the ring, only carbon atoms are present. So this is carbon attached to oxygen by double bond. So in the ring, only carbon atoms are present. So it is homocyclic compounds. And these compounds, they are aromatic in nature. Right? They follow this Huckel's rule. They are planar, all the structures are planar, they are cyclic, they have got complete conjugated system in the ring. Conjugated means I told, alternate single and double bond. Double bond, single bond, double bond, single bond, double bond. Right? So, in case of such conjugated system, delocalization of pi electrons takes place. Delocalization means the pi electrons, they are not fixed, they move. So delocalization of pi electrons takes place. And 4n it satisfies. See here, benzene 3 bonds means it has got 6 pi electrons. Similarly here also amine 6 pi electrons. So here it is 10 pi electrons. 5 double bonds means 10 pi electrons. Here 3 double bond means 6 pi electrons. So 4n plus 2 pi electrons, it is satisfied. So these homocyclic aromatic compounds, they are further classified into benzenoid aromatic compounds and non-benzenoid aromatic compounds. Benzenoid aromatic compounds and non-benzenoid aromatic compounds. Non-benzenoid aromatic compounds. So what is this benzenoid aromatic compounds? So aromatic compounds having benzene rings, they are called benzenoid aromatic compounds. Benzenoid aromatic compounds aromatic compounds having benzene ring. Non-benzenoid aromatic compound means aromatic compounds which do not have benzene ring. Now see here, these three structures, benzene, aniline, naphthalene, these are benzenoid aromatic compounds. See here, benzene ring, to this benzene ring, NH2 group is attached. Here two benzene rings are fused, right? But in this case, this is not a benzene ring. See, here 7 carbon atoms are there in the ring. So this is non-benzenoid. So examples, benzene. So the structure is above. Benzene, aniline, naphthalene. They are benzenoid aromatic compounds. So non-benzenoid aromatic compound, non-benzenoid aromatic compound, aromatic compounds which do not have benzene ring, which do not have benzene ring. For example, propanol. Propanol. Now we should study heterocyclic aromatic compounds. Heterocyclic aromatic compounds. Heterocyclic compounds which are aromatic in nature. Heterocyclic compounds which are aromatic in nature. Which are aromatic. Right? So example, furan. So this is furan. Thiopine, pyridine, These are the example of heterocyclic aromatic compounds. Why these? See these three structures. This is heterocyclic compounds. See in the ring. Here other atom, hetero atom is present. Oxygen atom is present. Others are carbon atom. Similarly in this ring sulfur atom. In this ring nitrogen atom. So it is heterocyclic. So this furan, thiopine, pyridine, they have 6 pi electrons. They have 6 pi electrons. So it satisfies 4n plus 2 pi electrons. See here how it is 6 pi. On oxygen you have got 2 lone pair of electrons. On oxygen you have got 2 lone pair of electrons. Only 1 lone pair of electrons. It is involved in the delocalization. Right? So total 6 pi electrons. Similarly, on sulfur also you have got 2 lone pair of electrons, but only 1 lone pair of electrons, it is involved in the delocalization of pi electrons. On nitrogen here, there is only 1 lone pair of electrons. This lone pair of electrons, it is not involved in the delocalization. So, 3 bonds means 6 electrons. So 6 pi electrons. So this lone pair of electron present on the nitrogen atom, it is not involved in the delocalization of pi electrons. Now we shall recall whatever we have studied under classification of organic compounds. See, here I have written 15 structures. 15 structures. So these examples I have used under classification of organic compounds. So we will revise whatever we have studied. Now in these 15 structures, which are the open chain compounds? 1, 2, 3, 4. These are open chain compounds. Right? So they have got straight chain. 1, 3, 4. Straight chain. This is branched chain. So I have written here open chain compounds 1, 2, 3, 4. Next, homocyclic compounds. 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11 and 12. These are homocyclic compounds because in the ring only carbon atoms are present. Now similarly heterocyclic compounds. So 8, oxygen is hetero atom, 8, 13, 14, 15. So in the ring you can see here other atoms other than the carbon atom in the ring. So heterocyclic compounds. Now we shall see examples for homocyclic, alicyclic compounds. So 5, 6, 7. So these three, they are homocyclic, alicyclic compounds. So homocyclic compounds which resembles aliphatic compounds in chemical properties. Now similarly we shall see heterocyclic, alicyclic compounds. So only one example I have written here, tetrahydrofuran. So heterocyclic compound which resembles aliphatic compounds in chemical properties. Now next, homocyclic aromatic compounds. Homocyclic aromatic compounds. So 9, 10, 11 and 12. These four structures, they are homocyclic aromatic compounds. These are aromatic in nature. Similarly, heterocyclic aromatic compounds. So furan, thiophene, pyridine. So these are aromatic compounds, heterocyclic, isn't it? So heterocyclic aromatic compounds. Next, benzenoid aromatic compounds. So 9, 10, 11. These three structures, benzene, aniline, naphthalene. These are benzenoid aromatic compounds. Aromatic compounds having benzene ring. So see here, aniline, it has got benzene ring to which NH2 group is attached. Here two benzene rings are fused. Next, non-benzenoid aromatic compounds. So tropolone, this is non-benzenoid aromatic compound. Why this is non-benzenoid? This is not benzene ring. So here in this ring 7 carbon atoms are there. When you say benzene, 6 carbon atoms. So this completes classification of organic compounds. Now we shall study classification of organic compounds based on the functional group. So what is functional group? Example of functional group. It is important from exam point of view. For 1 mark they will ask what is functional group. And examples also you need to. So I have already told you that organic compounds are more when you compare it with the inorganic compounds. Much more. Organic compounds are much more known than the inorganic compounds. And every day more and more compounds are known. Now in order to study the properties of the compounds having similar properties, they are grouped together. In order to study the properties of the compounds which have got similar properties, they are grouped together. Now, the compounds which have got similar properties, they have got a common group, that is common reactive group. This common reactive group is functional group. So what I said, this common reactive group, it is nothing but functional group. Now how will you define this functional group? It is an atom. It is an atom or group of atoms which determine the properties of organic compound. Determine the properties of organic compound. See here, it is an atom or a group of atoms. See, if you take halogen, fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, it is nothing but it is atom. Halogen is functional group of alkanes. So it is an atom. Group of atoms. If you take OH, so two different atoms are there. Right? So group of atoms which determine the properties of organic compound. See here, I'll give you some example. I'll write here an example. CH3OH. This is methyl alcohol. CH3CH2OH. Ethyl alcohol. CH3CH2CH3OH. Right? Now, if you see the properties of these three compounds, the properties are same. Properties of these three compounds, they are same. Why it is same? Why the properties are same for these three compounds? Because what you can find in these three compounds is, you can find a common group here. This reactive group. Because of this common reactive group, these three compounds, the properties are same. Right? So the definition, it is an atom or group of atoms which determine the properties of organic compound. So now I'll write the examples. Examples. Functional group. Functional group. Names of functional group. Names of functional group. So OH. So name of this group is hydroxyl group. Hydroxyl group. Don't say alcohol. Class of compound is alcohols. In alcohols, this OH group is present. Right? Next, CHO. So this is aldehyde. COOH. This is called as carboxyl group. Carboxyl group or carboxylic acid group. Right? So now these three, they are very important. So in the exam, the questions will be asked based on these three. And still more, I will write down. Still more functional groups. So I'll write down some more functional groups. O on the oxygen atom, and here two groups, two alkyl groups, or it may be aryl groups. So this is ether. Then CO, you call it as carbonyl group. Carbonyl group or ketone. Next, COO, ester, esteric group you say. NH2, amine. So these are the functional groups and names of functional groups. So these three very important. See, I have written two class of compounds, alkanes and alcohols. Now, see here, these are the members of alkanes. Now find the difference in molecular formula between these two members, methane and ethane. This is CH4, this is C2H6. So these two members, they differ by CH2 group. Similarly, ethane and propane, they differ by CH2 group. Right? Here alcohols, methyl alcohol, ethyl alcohol. Similarly, so they differ by CH2 group. They differ, these two. Ethyl alcohol, propyl alcohol, they differ by CH2 group. Now see here, in each member, what you can find here? You can find a common reactive group. isn't it? That is nothing but functional group. So each member of this series, this is nothing but series. Each member of the series, they have got same functional group. Two consecutive members, they differ by what? CH2 group. These two consecutive members, they differ by CH2 group. Can you give me the name of this series which have got characteristic functional group and which differ by CH2 group? What is it called? It is called homologous series. It is called what? Homologous series. So the definition for homologous series is, it is series of organic compounds. It is series of organic compounds. It is series of organic compounds, each having characteristic functional group. Each having characteristic functional group. Characteristic functional group which differ by what? CH2 group. Which differ by CH2 group. Right? Now, this is a homologous series which differ by CH2 group. Now, we shall study the characteristic of this homologous series. We shall study characteristic of homologous series. So, the definition of homologous series and characteristic of homologous series, it is very, very important. Now, see here. So, just now I told you that the two consecutive members, they differ by what? CH2 group. So, two consecutive members, the two consecutive members of the series, of the homologous series, differ by CH2 group. Now see here, this homologous series, it can be represented by general formula. Now alkane, you have studied general formula is CnH2n plus 2. Right? And alkenes, what is the general formula for alkenes? It is CnH2n. Alkynes general formula is CnH2n minus 2. Alcohols general formula CnH2n plus 1 OH. This is the general formula. Okay? So they can be represented, this homologous series, they can be represented by general formula. I'll write G here for general formula. And these, they have got same functional group. They have same functional group. So when the functional group is same, what about the chemical properties? Chemical properties remain same. So they have same chemical properties. Same chemical properties. What about physical properties? Physical properties like melting point, boiling point, density, specific gravity. So the physical properties, there is a regular gradation of physical properties with the increase in the molecular mass. So as you come from top to bottom, right? Some lower member to higher member, molecular masses increases. So here physical properties, there will be regular gradation. Either it goes on increasing or it decreases. So the physical properties, they have regular gradation with the increase in the molecular masses. Now next, these can be prepared by so these members, they can be prepared by same methods. Same method of preparation. Same methods of preparation. The members of this homologous series, they are called as homologues. The members of the series, they are called as homologues. Homologues. Now we shall study nomenclature of organic compounds. That is, how to name the organic compounds. See here, before this IUPAC system, the organic compounds, they were named based on their origin. So, based on the origin means they are the sources from which the compound is obtained. So, organic compounds, they were named based on the sources which it was obtained. And those names are nothing but common names. So, these common names, they were given as per the interest of the scientist. There was no any set of rules to give the name to the organic compound. So, this common name, it is not based on the structure. So, for example, citric acid, it is obtained from citrus fruits. Citric acid, it is obtained from citrus fruits. So, similarly, formic acid, it is obtained from red ants. So, in Latin, formica means red ant. Formica means ant. So, this is the source. So, they were named, the organic compounds, they were named based on the source. Ant is the source here, right? Similarly, acetic acid. So, this is obtained from vinegar. Acetum means, in Latin, acetum means vinegar. So, based on the sources, the organic compounds, they were named, and those are common names. Later on, the organic compounds, they were named as per the IUPAC system. So, this is the systematic way of naming the organic compound. A set of rules are there to name the organic compound. So, you know the full form of IUPAC, International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry. So, how this IUPAC system, it is named based on the structure. So, IUPAC system, this is named based on what? Based on the structure. Common names. Common name is based on source from which the compound is obtained. So, according to IUPAC system, the IUPAC name, it consists of 3 parts. This IUPAC name, It consists of three parts: word root, suffix and prefix. So word root is assigned based on the number of carbon atoms in the organic compound. Word root is assigned based on the number of carbon atoms present in the parent chain. So how many carbon atoms are there in the parent chain? So based on number of carbon atoms in parent chain. So if one carbon atom, met. If two carbon atoms in the parent chain, N. So I'll give you the list. You can refer the table for the word roots. What is this parent chain? So parent chain is chain of carbon atoms. It is the chain of carbon atoms which is continuous. It should be continuous. Which is continuous contains maximum number of carbon atoms including the functional group. Including functional group. So I will explain when I start teaching you the IUPAC. Next, suffix. So suffix, this is based on the functional group present in the parent chain. Based on functional group present in parent chain. Suppose if OH group is present in the parent chain, then the suffix will be OL. If aldehyde group is present, CHO, then the suffix is AL. Next, prefix. Prefix. So those groups which are not included in the parent chain, you call it as substituent group. Groups which are not included in the parent chain, which are not included in the parent chain are substituents. Are substituents. Now, the name of this substituent is prefix. The name of substituents are prefix. Are prefixes. See here, this suffix is followed by the word root. After word root, you write the suffix. This prefix, it is added before the word root. Prefix is added before word root, whereas suffix is added after the word root. Added suffix is added after word root. So in between what is present here? Word root is present. So I have told you IUPAC name, it consists of three parts. Word root, which is written in between, and before word root you add the word prefix, and after word root you have suffix. So this word root, it is based on the number of carbon atoms in the parent chain. So if the parent chain is one carbon atom, word root is met. 2 carbon atoms, eth. 3 carbon atoms, prop. 4 carbon atoms, but. 5 carbon atoms, pent. 6 carbon atoms, hex. 7 carbon atoms, hept. 8 carbon atoms, oct. 9 carbon atoms, non. 10 carbon atoms, 20 carbon atoms equals 30 carbon atoms triacon, right? So next, based on the functional group, you will be giving the suffixes. So OH, the suffix for OH group, that is hydroxyl group, suffix is ON. Aldehydic group CHO, suffix is AN. For carboxylic acid group or carboxyl group, we say COOH. Oic acid is the suffix. Then for ketone, this CO, this is called carbonyl group. So suffix is ONE, on. Then if double bond is present, then suffix is in, ENE. Triple bond is present, ine, that is YNE. Now prefixes based on the substituent groups. So F, fluorine atom, prefix is given as fluoro. Chlorine atom, chloro. Bromine atom, bromo. Iodine atom, iodo. CH3 group is present, methyl. CH2, CH3, or it is C2H5. Ethyl is the prefix. NO2, nitro. So these you have to by heart. Then only you will be able to write the IUPAC name of the organic compound. So next I will teach you the rules how to name this organic compound. So in this video we study classification of organic compounds based on the structure of compounds, then based on the functional group into families or homologous series. The next we studied what is functional group, definition and example. So this is very important, definition of functional group and examples, or they will give you the functional group, you have to write the name of those functional group. The next, homologous series, definition and characteristic of homologous series. This is also important, definition and characteristics. And under this classification of organic compounds, usually they ask the examples. Example of heterocyclic compound, example of non-benzenoid aromatic compound. Such examples they ask. Thank you. And nomenclature of organic compounds. That IUPAC name, it has 3 parts: word root, suffix and prefix. How to assign these word root, suffix and prefix to organic compound. Thank you.